Regular meeting of the Peabody Public Library Board of Trustees for September 2021. We will show there is a quorum present. Mary, are we recording?
Yes, Mark is going to be Secretary Pro Tem
Okay.
this evening, and he is a recording, Mark.
Very, very good.
Press the, okay.
We'll call the meeting to order. We will ask if any of the members in attendance have had an opportunity to review the minutes of the August 11th meeting as distributed and would feel comfortable taking action on those.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from last meeting.
Chris has moved that we approve the minutes of last month's regular meeting. Is there a second?
Nikki will second.
Nikki seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes as distributed signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All. Okay, the minutes are approved. With that, looks like we just have director's report on the docket.
Okay, before I start the director's report, there's always things that happen between the time we send out your packet and the day I meet with you. So it's sort of bittersweet that I'm going to announce that Mary Graber has accepted a position at Kendallville Public Library as their youth services manager. And that her last day here will be October 5th, 2021. Mary's done a phenomenal job for us. I'm sorry to see her go. At the same time, I'm happy for her because she keeps moving up a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. She is going back to school to get her master's in library science, and I can see down the road where maybe she'll have her own library. So kudos to Mary. Sad for us, but I'm really, really happy to see her spreading her wings and flying. The other thing I need to put on the agenda, probably after the director's report, we need to approve the ISL Consortium. It's a resolution from the state library so that we can get funding for internet. It's something we normally do in July or August, but the papers were sent to me yesterday morning or this morning, one of the two, so I have to put it on the agenda to take care of this evening. The other thing I wanted to inform you of is the Peabody Public Library did have a positive case of COVID on our staff. So it's mandatory now that all staff wear masks. So I thought I should apprise you of that situation as well. Okay, now for the director's report.
By the way, Lilly County is in red now, as of today.
They are, okay. So it's probably good we're mandatory. I mean, we're not mandatory for the public, I'm mandatory for the staff, so, yeah, okay.
Masks are better.
Yes. I had to make some clarifications. In the August meeting, YouTube video, I kept saying January 13th, and that was totally incorrect. It was July 13th. I don't know where I got that, but I thought I better make that clarification and correction today. And then I went through this big long spiel of how we're going to do the sick vacation, and then I'm like, why did I make that so complicated? All I had to do is set a date. Before this date, you get sick, you have personal vacation. After this date, you're on PTO. So there you go. I made it easier after the fact. Greg, did you want to talk about the commission notice? Or?
The redevelopment, it's basically, again, the city redevelopment commission does not have a lot of extra money or increments, so they are keeping a hold of it again. And in addition to that, actually this wasn't about that. I thought this was about the other news. This is about the annual presentation. Redevelopment commissions also are charged now with having an annual presentation of what they do and have all the overlying taxing units invited to that. So that meeting is like I think it's next Tuesday at noon. If you are interested in knowing what increment the library would receive if the TIF district didn't exist, for instance, or what the redevelopment commission does.
Okay, thanks. We are going to migrate from Banyan Data Systems, our current accounting software, to ABC Technology. We made the decision because BDS is in Minnesota. They've been really difficult the last year and a half to get things fixed. We have to wait quite a while, sometimes especially if the person that we have to work with is on vacation or sick or out of the office or whatever. So we decided to go with ABC because they're in Indianapolis. A lot of the libraries, I'm going to say at least probably 125 libraries in the state use them for their accounting. So I just think it's a better choice for us to go that route. So we are going to migrate. It won't be effective until January 1st of 2022 when we go live with ABC, but they're going to give us about 2 months where Linda can play with both Banyan and ABC so that we're able to get all the documents that we need in case we get audited. So, personnel policy updates, I have those documents to give to you. I did have the staff look at them, and there were any changes requested of me, so I thought I'd bring those tonight. I did not send them out to you because I was waiting till I got everything back from the staff. I did send you a link on this library return on investment article that actually I think Katie brought to my attention, but it was actually a study done that showed how when you do invest in your public libraries, there is a return on your investment for improvements with the children, with reading and learning. So I thought that was something worthwhile to share with you. Staff Development Day will be October 8th. We will be closed the day. It usually runs from 8 to 4. We take a half an hour for lunch, and you guys are invited to come. Just let me know if you're coming so I can make sure I have a lunch here for you. So, and then staff recognition breakfast will be December 13th at 8 in the morning. And so we usually, I think we did it one time later. We might have done one in the evening. It just works out better if we just do it at 8 o'clock and then we open at 9. So anyways, you're welcome to come to that. And I also made it so that we don't have to serve. We'll get everything prepackaged, so there won't be any serving, because I almost killed Greg last year.
Made me feel important.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were busy. It's like... Okay, that's all I have on
I have
that.
that on my calendar.
Okay.
I'll plan on being for the staff recognition.
Okay, that'd be great. All right, so do you want to go ahead and just, I'll go over the personnel policy
Yeah,
updates?
does that include the paid time off?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got all of it.
All right. Yes, please, let's head into that. Hey, Joel.
There you go. Okay, some of this is rather simple, so of course I had to change the table of contents to match the different pages after we updated. So the table of contents was changed. The organizational chart was changed. I can't think of it. I mean, I think what had happened is Linda thought we were calling everybody that worked like an assistant a professional assistant, and that is not the case. The only professional assistants we have are those that actually work the reference desk, that do programming, readers advisory, that kind of thing. So we changed that to be more accurate. And then we had to add the systems technician because Beth went from that position to systems manager, and then we hired a systems technician. So those are kind of the changes we made on that organizational chart. On the hiring policy, I did include a paragraph about the background check. The Senate Bill 410 required us to do a background check. And I'm not, I know we do a drug test for all our volunteers, and I did have a volunteer come in that was going to work in the shelves, and I went ahead and did a drug test for him. I don't think it's required, but I think it's smart, and I just thought I'd say, guys, you know, as long as we can afford it, I'd like to kind of drug test even our volunteers, especially if they're going to be interacting with the public. Do you have any strong feelings? Okay.
There's not odd for volunteers. That's, do you want that added? Or do you just want your discretion?
I just want my discretion to be able to do that. Is that okay?
I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, I don't think there's anything illegal about doing it, especially if they know ahead of time it's contingent upon. But I didn't want to put that in there, Chris, and the main reason is it does cost $30.
Yeah.
And it costs, so it's $30 for the drug test, it's around $20 for the background check. We're fine now, we can afford it now, but down the road, if we aren't able to afford it, I would hate to have it written in stone that we have to do it. Does that make sense? Okay.
I am curious, though, when you do the drug test, are you demanding to know what drugs they have prescriptions to? Because, so that you would know if there's controlled substances that they
There's a
are-
rapid 10 that they do on them, and it tests for certain drugs. And if any of those come back positive, it will just tell me positive. Now, if there's an issue and it may be a reaction to a prescription drug that they are
Well,
on.
it's only testing for illegal drugs. It's not testing for
Correct.
anything that can be prescribed.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And if there has been a problem in the past, it's up to the individual to contact the lab and determine what has happened. Does that make sense? So we're out of the picture at that point.
Yeah, and it may be a little bit of theater only because some of the more serious drugs that people can be on are things that are legal but are being abused,
Mhm.
and that they may not have a script for, like OxyContin. those are actually sort of the big dangerous ones, but I don't think it hurts anything.
Okay, on page 13, under resignation, I had to change all the classifications because we had originally had a grade 1, 2, 3, 1 through 7, and then I went ahead and changed it back to what was the recommendation from WIS. Job classifications, the same, salaries, what the ranges were that we were given. And then if you want to go to page 24 for the paid time off policy. I don't know, I mean, do you want me to go through all of this, Greg? I'm assuming you guys had enough time to review
I
it.
think most of us have, and I don't know if we've reviewed this specific language, but this is the same that you have told us previously.
Correct, correct. I did, I mean, with some of it, I went back and had to change, so I think I was going, when I was determining what their rate was, I had originally done it for a pay period, and I thought, why am I doing it that way? I should just do it by week and then able to do it by hour, since we are allowing them to take an hour at a time. But no, there's nothing changed on here. You've seen this all before.
Does anyone want some more? Okay, explanation. All right, Mary, sounds like you can move on to more highlights.
Okay. Staff meetings, we were having them once a month, and then I turned it to just whenever we need it or whatever, and now I want to do them quarterly because information is not getting to the staff. So I thought if at least we meet once a quarter, it will help. And then I also, when I've had staff meetings and people haven't been able to go, we've just been recording them. And we have they're able to access on Yammer those videos, so. The code of conduct, the only thing I changed was the last sentence that says I agree to follow the Peabody Public Library Code of Conduct and Ethics Guideline. Dismissal, I had to update the classifications. That's on page 41. Page 49, there was a social media, and I honestly can't remember what I changed. Oh, I think I added, like, blogs, emails, tweets, and instant photos. And then, of course, because I changed pages, I had to update the index. And I do need approval from you guys for all the changes, unless you have questions of me.
Well, and let's go ahead first for questions or clarifications regarding, and this is, these are just the affected pages that you have reproduced. This is not the entire employee.
No,
I
it's
guess I
just,
want to
and
clarify that.
I believe things are separated. Some things we had to change, like PTO, because we went from one program to another. The other are actually, it's divided by 3 years, there's certain things that we look at. So of the areas that I had to look at, these are the things that I actually had to make changes to.
Questions?
Yeah, I do have one question, or a wonder, I guess. It's on the hiring policy, the background check for the volunteers, Friends of Library volunteers. Does it, because it states it's restricted to custodial work or materials handling, but it doesn't say like how far away that needs to occur from kids or patrons or things. That's, with no background check, that's what I'm.
Okay, that's specifically groups.
Mhm.
Okay, and the only time that really affects us is when the Friends have their book sales.
Right.
Because we rely on community service workers to come down here and use it. I didn't specify a distance from the staff because they're in the basement
Right.
and they're in rooms that are not near.
Well, they're being supervised by
And they're
community
being
corrections
supervised.
personnel.
That, and then also the Friends of the Library are there to supervise them. If you feel like I need to add that, I will. However, it has never been an issue.
No, I don't want it to be an issue. I was just,
Okay,
when I read that, that just was the thing that came to my mind was how far.
and I think the language is specific enough, unless you want me to, it's just for the Friends of the Library sale, which happens once a year.
Or other service order, yeah. But I'm fine with how it's written. That was just the only question that came up for me.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that are exempt from the background check. That's all. That was
Okay,
from my.
correct. But we're okay legally if we have it written in our policy that way for a specific incident. That's my understanding.
Yeah,
Is we
they're
don't have to,
supervised.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just-
Nikki?
I have a question about the code of conduct and ethics. You said you added that last one. I'm a little confused because isn't this the code of conduct and ethics guidelines?
Correct. We had another statement down there that was like, I agree to follow the code. I don't know what it was, but it didn't make sense, so I thought I'd better make it say that I specifically read this and I understand I have to follow this. That's why I put that statement in there.
Okay, I guess I just feel like at the top where it says I have an obligation to agree and comply with these things, and then there's all these things. By signing that, then that is saying I agree to these things. And maybe having that again is saying, I agree to these things and I agree to these things. But am I?
No, I think it's a valid question.
I'm making it so they really understand.
I have read and agreed to as well.
I-
It is what the lawyers will sometimes call both belt and suspenders on a document. Sometimes that's what you want, especially if you're dealing with the public.
All right.
Here's what you're going to read, you're reading it, and that's what you read, right? Sign here.
In case you get to the bottom and you forgot what was at the top.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you are correct, but I still think it's probably, yes, it does
It's
say, I agree to all
redundant,
this
I
stuff. Do
agree.
you really agree? Yes, I really, yes, I really agree. You were
I
correct.
agree that I agree.
And there have been instances where I have had to pull these documents up. You know, lots of staffing issues, so.
Thank you.
Mark, anything? No. Lori, anything else? Okay. Well, would a member of the trustees feel comfortable making a motion regarding those?
I make a motion that we approve the personal policy updates, August 2021.
Been moved by Chris Bechtel that we approve the personnel policy update changes that have been proposed by the director and approved through the staff. Is there a second? Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the personnel policies updates that have been proposed, signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm sorry, my bilabial plosives were going a little crazy there, weren't they? The personnel policy changes are approved. Mary, did you want to talk to us about the consortium resolution now?
Yeah, I have this here, but I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Are you going to make me read it? And it's going to have lots of B's and P's sounds?
Yes, we normally read the whole thing, and then I will say something.
I could say
Commitment to join Indiana State Library Consortium for Public Library Internet Access for funding year July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. Whereas the board of the Peabody Public Library determined it is beneficial to its operations to join the Indiana State Library Consortium for Public Library Internet Access, and whereas the board recognizes that being part of the Indiana State Library Consortium for Public Library Internet Access requires following certain rules, including number one, filtering all computers in order to receive an E-rate discount on vendor invoices. If the library chooses not to filter, they can be in the consortium and not receive the E-rate discount, but may be eligible for reimbursement from broadband connectivity grant fund. Number two, ensuring the total cost of non-E-rate services is included in at least one fund budget. Number three, assuming financial responsibility for non-E-rate portion that may not be covered by the broadband connectivity grant fund. Number four, working with AdTech in the filing of all forms except Form 470 with the Universal Service Administration Company, Schools and Libraries Division. And whereas the board acknowledges that by joining the Indiana State Library Consortium for Public Library Internet Access, it receives certain benefits, and that by opting out of the consortium or by failing to abide by the consortium rules, the library will lose the benefits. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the library shall be a member of the Indiana State Library Consortium for Public Library Internet Access, and as a member, the library shall abide by the rules of the Indiana State Library Consortium for Public Library Internet Access, duly adopted by the Board of Trustees of the Peabody Public Library at its regular meeting held on the 8th day of September 2021, at which meeting a quorum was present. Okay. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Chris Bechtold moves to approve the resolution committing us to the Library Consortium membership. Is there a second?
Mark seconds.
Mark Parker seconds. Any further discussion? Would you guys like me to read this again?
No.
Yes.
2021 through 2023.
2020, July 1st, 2022
Okay.
through June 30th, 2023.
Okay.
And I heard the no. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved? All right, we will show that that is approved. I'm going to start this around.
I need to borrow a pen. Borrow my pen. My pen.
All right. It was probably premature to send that around. Usually Mary sends the sign around at the end, but
No, that's fine. I just want to, Mark, you'll sign in two places. You'll sign it out at the bottom and just put in Secretary Pro Tem. Okay.
very good. Then, Mary, do you have anything else before the claims?
No, I don't think I have anything else.
Okay. Then I'm going to ask if everyone has had an opportunity to review the claims and the financials, and if there are any questions or discussions regarding that. Well, I didn't see anything. Chris, you usually see something. Did you see anything
I did not.
odd?
I did not see anything odd or out of the ordinary for this month.
Who's this? Why are we paying them? I don't know why we got apparently two different invoices. Was it for the electricity or was it for NIPSCO? Who do we?
We normally get two, one for the water bill and one for the electric bill.
Maybe that's it.
I think.
Okay, I have to charge that. But anyway, that was the only weird thing. There being no questions or discussions, would someone feel comfortable moving to approve the claims?
So moved.
Lori has moved to approve the claims. Is there a second?
I'll second. Nikki?
Nikki seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the claims as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Claims are approved. Is there any further business?
I am curious just for how many people do you see wearing masks?
You mean people as in the public?
The public.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, 100% staff.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 90% do not wear masks.
Okay. Did we have to contract trace people because we had an employee?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Hearing no further business,
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Chris Beck will move to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second. Nikki?
Okay, I was going to say, if nobody else will, I will. Nikki seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting will be adjourned. We don't have an executive session set either, do we? Okay. Make sure you sign all your stuff, though. There will be 2 sets of things to sign, right?
Yeah, you should have a payroll claim and then just regular claims.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3 technically, both the financials and the ISO. And I gave you that.
Yeah, I got that back.
Okay.
Can I talk to you, Chris?
Yes.